Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. No one can ignore this now, because what started as a subtle moment has officially turned into one of the most talked about stories in K-entertainment. Just when fans thought they had already seen everything between Lee JunHo and YoonA, something unexpected happened. Something quiet, unannounced, and yet powerful enough to send the internet into absolute chaos. And the craziest part? It wasn't a dramatic confession, it wasn't a viral scandal, and it wasn't staged for attention. It was what Lee JunHo did next, right after that signal, that made fans stop, rewind, and collectively say, "Wait, did you see that too?" If you've been following their interactions closely, you already know that nothing about JunHo and YoonA ever feels accidental. Every glance, every pause, every small gesture carries weight. After that earlier moment that had fans buzzing, many assumed things would cool down. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe fans were reading too much into it. But then JunHo did something that completely shattered that assumption, and suddenly, ignoring it was no longer an option. It all unfolded in a way that felt almost too natural to be planned. Cameras were rolling, the atmosphere was calm, and nothing about the setting suggested a headline-making moment was coming. Yet JunHo's behavior toward YoonA subtly shifted. His attention lingered just a bit longer. His reaction seemed more instinctive, less performative. And when the moment came, it wasn't loud. It wasn't obvious. But it was unmistakable. Fans immediately picked up on the change. Social media lit up within minutes, with clips being slowed down, zoomed in, and replayed endlessly. Comments flooded in from all over the world, all saying variations of the same thing. This feels different. And that's because it was different. This wasn't the kind of interaction you brush off as polite co-star behavior. There was intention behind it. There was awareness. And most importantly, there was consistency. What truly took the internet by storm was not just the action itself, but the timing. Right after that earlier signal that fans had already been dissecting, JunHo chose to do something that felt like a continuation rather than a coincidence. It was as if he was silently responding not with words, but with presence. He positioned himself closer to Yoon, not in a way that demanded attention, but in a way that offered quiet support. And when she spoke or reacted, his focus never wavered. This is where things crossed a line for many fans. Because attention like that can't be faked for long. It's reflexive. It's instinctive. And people noticed how JunHo seemed more attuned to YoonA's comfort, her timing, her emotions. He adjusted himself around her, not the other way around. That small detail alone sent waves through fan communities, because it suggested a level of care that goes beyond professionalism. YoonA, for her part, didn't overplay anything. In fact, her reaction was just as telling because of how understated it was. There was no exaggerated response, no forced smile. Instead, there was ease, familiarity, a kind of comfort that doesn't come from rehearsed interactions. She didn't pull away. She didn't seem surprised. If anything, she seemed completely at home in that moment, as if this kind of attention from JunHo was something she already understood. As clips continued to circulate, fans began comparing this moment to their past interactions. And that's when the pattern became impossible to ignore. This wasn't a one-time thing. It wasn't a sudden change in behavior. It was a progression. A gradual escalation that had been building quietly over time. And what JunHo did next felt like a clear step forward in that progression. The internet, of course, did what it does best. Theories exploded. Some fans called it confirmation. Others urged caution, reminding everyone not to jump to conclusions. But even the most skeptical viewers admitted one thing. Whatever this was, it felt genuine. It didn't feel like fan service. It didn't feel scripted. It felt like two people who are deeply comfortable with each other, navigating attention without needing to explain themselves. What made this moment especially powerful was JunHo's restraint. He didn't capitalize on the buzz. He didn't address it publicly. He didn't clarify or deny anything. He simply let the moment exist. And in doing so, he allowed fans to see it for what it was, without interference. That silence spoke volumes. Because if it truly meant nothing, it would have been easy to dismiss. Instead, The lack of denial only fueled the conversation further. Media outlets quickly caught on, picking up fan reactions and highlighting how this single interaction had dominated online discussions. Headlines focused on JunHo's unexpected move and how it shifted public perception overnight. Suddenly, this wasn't just a fan-driven narrative. It was a trending topic. And once mainstream attention enters the picture, there's no going back. But beyond the headlines and hashtags, what resonated most was the emotional response from fans. Many expressed how refreshing it was to see something so subtle yet meaningful in an industry often dominated by extremes. There was no drama here, no controversy. Just a moment of connection that felt real. And in today's fast-paced digital world, that authenticity hit harder than any grand gesture ever could. It's also worth noting how this moment reframed previous interactions. Fans went back to old clips with fresh eyes, noticing details they had overlooked before. The way JunHo would instinctively glance toward YoonA. The way his posture would shift when she was nearby. The way their conversations seemed effortless, even in crowded settings. All of it suddenly made sense. And that's why this moment took the internet by storm. Not because it was shocking in a dramatic sense, but because it quietly confirmed what many had suspected all along. It validated the feeling that there was something more beneath the surface. Something unspoken, but deeply felt. Of course, none of this means fans should draw definitive conclusions. Relationships, especially in the public eye, are complex. But what can't be denied is the impact of what JunHo did next. It changed the conversation. It raised the stakes. And it ensured that from this point on, every interaction between him and YoonA will be watched more closely than ever before. As the buzz continues, one thing is clear. This story is far from over. Whether this moment leads to something more or simply remains a beautiful example of genuine connection, it has already left its mark. Fans won't forget it anytime soon. And neither will the internet. So the next time you see JunHo and YoonA in the same frame, pay close attention. Because after this, no one can ignore it now. The smallest gestures speak the loudest, and what Lee JunHo did next has already become one of those moments that fans will be talking about for years to come.